I did it. I did it. I finally added Sideways to my pull list. And of course, the issue that I finally add, this issue comes out, I finally add it to my pull list. And this issue gets it's got a little bit of current year stuff. It's not bad, but it's very I'll point it out. I'll point it out when I see it. But let's just look at this cover. So, man, I don't know what's going on with our boys' villains, but they're a little hokey. First we had Kill Speed, which, who gives a shit? She's got cancer. Everybody has cancer. Every single character in media has cancer unless otherwise proven that they do not. Everyone is always in remission. We've got this guy, the Showman, who looks like a grade A douchebag. I mean, number one, he's not wearing a shirt. Good guys wear shirts. Anytime somebody's wearing a not shirt, when I can see their torso, they're bad. I don't know why that is, but it definitely, just try to think of examples. You can't, because that shit is real. Number two, he's wearing a lot of jewelry. I don't know what it is, but when a man wears rings, he's bad. And good God, is he wearing a pinky ring? Because a pinky ring would have done it. Now he's wearing one of these. I don't know what that's called. I don't know what it is. It's like a really worse version of brass knuckles. And he's got the matching belt. I don't like gold. I'm more of a silver person. If I gotta rock some jewelry, I'm gonna wear silver. It's timeless. It's classy. But as you'll notice, the Showman, he's not classy at all. And he doesn't even look like the douchebag who people would be friends with. It looks like the douchebag who, he probably has a girlfriend, but it's because his dad is rich. And I also feel like he might be gay. I mean, just look at him. And it's just, Then we look at the cover, look, Sideways, fake hero, fake news. And then this guy, I think he's telling him to get out of here, but to me that looks more like the Roman Colosseum of, he's not quite sure of his opinion on Sideways yet. This lady is for sure not into it at all. This guy, he doesn't know how he got here. He is just a regular school administrator, and everybody just walked outside, and he thought, obviously when everyone starts walking out, number one, it's a protest. Number two, there is an active shooter. So he was just like, I'd rather be getting fucking shot than looking at this punk. And then even the dog is disappointed. And even this lady who has teal rubber gloves, you can't tell me that those aren't rubber because I'm calling them rubber, so they are, is disappointed. I mean, mostly the dog. The dog can't believe it. And it's just like, oh, I feel bad for our hero. This is a good book. I'm gonna not show everything because I need you to get it. Sales are on the decline. I'm probably going to make a video about that. So we ended the previous issue with this guy right here being in Derek's bedroom. And he says, are you crazy? What are you doing here? This is my bedroom, not some multilateral dimensional plane. Yeah, this guy he's fucking huge. Oh, that's right, you're here to kill me. Yes, he's from the first issue, and he tried to kill our boy before his comic even got started. But you know what? He's not here for that. He jumped the gun a little bit. He started blaming Derek for, the Dark Knight's metal problems. He's not bad. But then we get some Peter Parker-esque dialogue that's good. That's good news, I guess. I've had a pretty messed up week. It's been nothing but problems and pain for myself and the people around me. Alright, that's a little melodramatic. That's a little melodramatic, you know what I'm saying? I have to give up this hero business up before I hurt anyone else. This is not the time for doubt or pity. And when you got like a giant triangle-headed catman telling you this in your bedroom, you better listen up. Events in the multiverse have grown dire, and it is in need of your power. Maybe it's better if I show you. And then he whips out his triangle-shaped dick that has a cat's head for his dick head. It's insane. You really need to go buy it. No, but I do like this, how they're finally, I mean, his origin is in the Dark Knight's metal thing, but Dark Knight's metal, it's so, I haven't read it, but it's so metal. It's so metal, and Derek, it's Sideways, he's not. So I like that they're finally incorporating him really instead of like, he fell through a mountain. Yeah, okay. So we see, behold, the brain-fold interior, and for all you spelling nerds out there, that's going to be an issue, so don't even look and see how that's spelled. But we see it's the time, the space between spaces, the time between times. From here you could access any place that has ever been or ever could be. A physical manifestation of the hyper-time abstraction. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of nerd stuff right there. Home of the Fugonauts. Yeah, Fugonauts, it could use a little bit of work on that name. So it's basically the Fugonauts, they protect reality and make sure they don't interfere with each other, and that's what the Dark Knight's Metal thing was. We got realities are intertwining, and we got a Joker who doesn't have a nose or eyeballs. And if he has eyeballs, he's willingly blinding himself because fashion is paramount. Fashion is image. Fashion is life. And if you don't know that, just go out there. Go out in the world. I bought a new pair of shoes today, so I'm pretty, hype. So, and then I just want to point out, look at his head. This is the first time we actually see the dimensions of his head. That's a starfish, or that is, what is that, a ninja throwing star? What the hell? And then I got a second question to ask you. We see he's got drapes. He's got drapes on his head, right? And what if that's his hair? What if that's his hair? What the fuck? So he basically tells him, look, the fabric of time, it's been really messed up. There are tons of disruptions, and Derek is the one who has to fix it. Because we need to get to issue 6, Is this issue 5? Jesus. Okay, we gotta get to issue 6. We gotta get these disruptions filled. And Derek's like, I don't know if I should do that. And of course, Kitty Cat Man says, look, I'm not asking you. You caused some of these problems. Well, his rifting does cause problems, but not to this. Not to BDSM Joker, you know what I'm saying. So he needs to start acting heroic. And then I'm gonna skip a couple pages, but he has a little tip with his mom in it, and it has more meaning to it because he's adopted. Okay. Why does that have more meaning? I don't know, but it does. You just need to know that. He gets into a little tiff with his mom, and it hurts her more because he's adopted. Why? I don't know, but the Disney Channel has taught me that. I don't know. I barely watched Disney Channel growing up. So now we're finally at school. He's sort of lamenting. I'm skipping over a lot of the dialogue because you need to go get it. But we see that everyone hates Sideways now because he not even exploded, he confettied a guy who was trying to murder firemen. If Sideways would have confettied a guy on September 12th, he would be a national goddamn hero. He would be up there on Mount Rushmore. We just start carving in a Sideways. Or did we ever finish that, Geronimo? There's some Indian carving. We'll just scrap that idea, and then we'll do a Sideways. Is that cool with everybody? Native Americans, is that cool? So we're finally at school, and we see that this is more of the quintessential bully. Not this guy. So he's like, you watching that Sideways video, loser? And Derek says, no, I'm watching the Snapchat your mom DM'd me. Yes. I know you're feeling a little bit down, you got your hood up, but it's good that you're not letting this dick push you around. And of course he grabs him. What'd you say to me? And and then I can't help but look at this guy in the background. I feel like he should be the one getting bullied. He's got his hair up, which I know is the style, but it immediately lets me know that you're fucking awful. And what if you're watching this like, oh, Lindsay, I have a man. You're awful. You're fucking awful, dude. Either let it flow or just have short hair. Okay? I can't tell you how many times I've been to metal shows and I see guys with long ass hair and it's up in a bun. It's like, you are literally in the place where it is super appropriate for you to have long hair right now and you're choosing not to? Because if it's a hassle, it's a hassle. You don't have to have that haircut. You don't have to have that haircut. Just if you're feeling down about your haircut, just be like, just remember my words. You don't have to have that haircut. You can get rid of it. You can get rid of it all. That's why people with alopecia are so lucky. I'm just saying, out of these two, which one should be bullied? Plus he's got glasses. Come the fuck on. Then this happens. His friend Ernie, she comes flying out of fucking nowhere, and she says, he said shut up, and he actually doesn't. He talks about fucking his mom. But I guess Ernie doesn't want to visualize that. Or do you want to try and push me around? Oh, Ernie, hey. And then let's just look at her stance. Let's look at her pre-confrontation posture. Let's look at Ernie the pugilist. Her stance, right? Is she a southpaw? Is she... What is it? What did we just say? Regular? Standard? I don't know. I think we just say southpaw. If it's southpaw, we don't have a name for regular. So was she standing up on her tippy toes to intimidate this at least like $180 dude who is captain of all the teams? But most importantly, she's got those eyes closed because she needs him to know. She doesn't even need to see him to kick his ass. Now this is like... It made me think. I've never been in a fight. I came really close. One time. But it was like I was in junior high and I was just being mean to a girl and she was like, hey, this Friday we can meet up behind the movie theater because that's where everybody fought, was behind the shitty movie theater. And I was like, yeah, sure. Well, let's do it. And she backed down. I don't know what I would do if I got in that situation. I'd just have to do it and just have to try to fight. But I was pretty confident. I think that's what did it. I was like, yeah, I'll kick your ass. No big deal. When I had never kicked an ass before. Confidence is key in like 80% of life. But it makes me think, if my homie, guy or girl, got into a fight, I would be there. I would start talking shit immediately. Even if it was a confrontation between two dudes. I mean, I would stay back a little bit because, you know, if you get into a fight, you have to be able to handle that situation yourself. If you put yourself out there to that shit, you best be able to back it up. And then... But just know I'll be waiting in the wings. But I'm not pulling this shit. My homie Derek, he starts talking shit about fucking this dude's mom. I'm not about to just grab a dude by the collar and stand on my tippy toe. If I stand on my tippy toes, I'm like 5'3". Come on. But the eyes closed is what does it for me. And then Ernie's sister, she comes up and she says, are you trying to get with my sister now, Freddie? Because boy, is that a bad idea. This guy's intimidated by small blonde women. I'm sensing some stuff that may come out well after high school that he realizes about himself. So Derek, he's like, awesome, I'm a loser as Derek, and now I'm a loser as Sideways. At least he recognizes that having a little girl defend him is loser-esque. I mean, you can't help it if she's a little bit crazy. She's willing to ride or die for you, son, but maybe just have a talk with her later. Fight your own battles. He literally has superpowers. You don't have to be doing this, Ernie. Oh, a girl named Ernie. One, stop saying you're sideways in public. Alright, I'm back on her side. She's right. You know what? You know how I know? And then she says, 2, you're not a loser. You know how I know that? Because you're my best friend, and that would imply that I'm friends with losers. I feel like I've said something like that in my lifetime. So then they go off. We get a scene about the mom at work. She fires her secretary. Who gives a shit? And then Derek, he's got his hood up. He's got his headphones in. He's talking about like, oh, am I here? Whatever. It's good stuff. And then we get to this guy. Oh, God. Is he wearing a trench coat? See, I didn't recognize it as a trench coat. Now I'm conflicted. Trench coats are fucking cool. But I will say, wearing a trench coat at a school, you're playing with fire, my friend. I'm surprised the SWAT team has not gunned your ass down right now. And also, he's wearing high tops. Special kind of douche who wears high tops. I mean, I'm currently wearing a pair of high tops Vans, but you can't tell because I always wear pants. And I feel like that's not a weed leaf, but it totally is. He's like, hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I am the showman, and as the name implies, I'm here to put on a show. Couldn't put on a shirt? Couldn't at least put those shades down? You're outside. You can wear sunglasses. Turns out the local hero, calling himself Sideways when he's not blowing up people or falling off buildings, goes to this school. And I'm calling him out. Oh, yes. What the fuck? What is your name? Showman? I'm going to call your ass out, buddy. How do you know this? Here's my theory. And if you're not subscribed, I'm just saying whenever you hear me say like, oh, here's what I'm thinking. Here's my theory. It's dangerous. Get out of here before it's too late. I'm going to assume that this guy, okay. Sideways has appeared in Gotham, you can just be like, oh yeah, he's probably in Gotham, right? Easy to deduce that. And then you hear the way he talks, oh, he sounds young. Sounds pretty young. So I think he's just been going to every single high school and just been doing this crazy shit, putting on a show. Because look, what else is this guy doing? What else is this motherfucker doing? I mean, I feel like he sleeps in that outfit. And I'm talking, he sleeps with the sunglasses up in his hair. He's sleeping with the high tops on. He's sleeping with the trench coat on, shirtless. So I just think he just got lucky. I mean, eventually, statistically, he was like, I'm just going to keep doing this until I hit. And then he hit. It's pretty good. Your boy Sideways wanted to be a star, wanted to be the big hero. So where is he? I mean, again, he confetti'd a bad guy. Does that sound sexual? I don't know, but you know what is sexual? These DSLs that Robin is rocking. And then Ernie's sister's like, who wears that? Yeah, who does wear that? So he starts talking some shit, and yeah, I'll show this. So eventually Derek does show up, and she calls him a loser, and she's like, oh no, I think the showman's getting into my head. He's trolling, which... Okay, this is where the dated stuff comes in, right? So, trolling as I know it, trolling the word, has existed for at least 10 years. You're like, Lindsay, no, that seems like a relatively new term to me. And I say, calm down, old man. The shit isn't new. I was on B back in the day. So I'm a little bit more advanced when it comes to the internet than you. But trolling, what is it? It's messing with people. It's lying. It's going way above board. That shit has existed for millennia, and that's just going to continue. As long as there are people, there are going to be people who mess with other people. Yeah. So I just got to get over it. But my initial reaction to, like, current era lingo is, oh, I'm repulsed. Because I feel like it's going to date the material, and it's not going to hold up over time. But trolling's going to exist. And I think it's going to exist as trolling. I feel like that's the word for it now. So I just got to get over it. We all just got to get over it, okay? I'm sure, like, literally no one else has had this problem, but, it's like when you see a movie and it depends on just, like, a current event that happened in that year. So it's, like, 1995, and they're talking about, like, Monica Lewinsky or something. It's just like, it's dated, it's awful. So he's like, oh, I can't do anything, I don't have my suit. Ernie does have his suit, and he's like, well, is Mr. Sideshow? Ooh, with those sick burns. What is this called? It's disgusting. Because it sure looks like the place is gonna explode if he doesn't. Look at this. Look at this. Why are the police not here? I gotta tell you, like, 2 years after I graduated college, I got a text one day that said, hey, active shooter on campus. I mean, do they not have a texting thing in place? I mean, it wasn't a big deal. This guy just kind of drove his truck where he wasn't supposed to drive his truck, and I think he had a gun, but he didn't do anything. And it's like, dude, come on, you know you have to at least, you gotta cop a couple bodies if you're gonna go through the trouble. But I'm just saying, I feel like they should have a system in place. Hey, especially Gotham. Hey, there's a weirdo on campus. What the fuck? So eventually, Sideways, he does show up. Dude, do you ever stop talking? Which, I mean, I kind of like it, I kind of don't like it for a grand entrance. Then they start fighting. It's pretty cool. Oh, he says this. The fake hero is trying to infringe on my right to free speech. Which, free speech, that's a big deal right now. And I just got kind of worried about, like, this subtext here. But no, I think it's fine. And then he's, like, just manhandling him. He says, oh, like Sideways can't hang. He's trying to run away. So this guy, he's all over the map with his. I feel like when he said he can't hang, he remembered like, oh shit, I'm on a high school campus. And there's all sorts of high school trim around. So they start fighting. And, what the fuck is this? Showman. Jesus. Showman. Very memorable name you have there. Showman is just kicking his ass. And Derek tries to rift away multiple times, and he just, like, grabs him by the collar and pulls him back and just keeps just kicking his ass. And then everyone sort of realizes that his voice is what is controlling people. It makes all the high school students start going crazy. And then eventually he rips him out to the middle of nowhere. And he's like, dude, I get it. You're a big tough guy with a crowd. You're strong when you don't have to do it one-on-one. Which, yeah, there are tons of people like that. I mean, God, I watched some Diversity in Comics video today about some guy who just causes shit all the time. Something about the Pokemon Go thing. I listened while I was driving, so it was kind of just like, just you and me here. You're powerless, and your power was in being mean and cruel and dragging other people down with you. I'm sure you want to say something crappy to me right now, but you know what? Boom! I think you've taught plenty for today. Yes, yes, this is what I like. Solving problems with their fists. And then there's some stuff. Oh yeah, and then Derek and Ernie, they're talking on a park bench, as you do, and she references him quitting, because he's been talking about quitting. He's like, you know what, I don't think I can quit. I wanted to be famous, you know, he wanted to do the web show, but I helped people today. They would have torn the school apart if I hadn't stopped the show, and if we hadn't, today felt good. It feels like things are going to change. So this is like the turn for Derek. I mean, the whole time he was in it for fame. I mean, he's probably still in it for fame for a little bit. But, and then he says himself, believe it or not, for once in my life, I actually did the responsible thing. He hand delivers this guy a lot of duct tape. I feel like that's a lot of duct tape on him. But this is where he realizes, like, oh, I really do need to be a hero. Plus, we had the stuff with the beginning with the Catman dude, telling him that he has to be fixing these things. So now I feel like the ball is officially starting to roll. And you should go get this. So you can see the fight scenes and all the other stuff, and I don't know, so you can have this guy looking at you in your nightmares. I mean, he's gay. Like, right? Come on. Look at that belt.